I go through phases where I'm thriving with recipe inspiration, trying something new once or even twice a day. It's times like these that make cooking for your family easy and enjoyable. But then there are times when I feel like it's just the same recipes every day, feels the same, and as much as I would like to try something new, I'm drawing a blank on what to do. Many of you, or maybe even all of you watching this video, remember the time when if you didn't know what to make for a meal, you would go grab a cooking magazine to get an idea. I always had Martha Stewart Living lying around, and there was always something good in that one. Nowadays, even though we can look up new recipes with the tap of a finger, it still just feels difficult and burdensome. It must be because there are almost too many recipes to choose from, and even when you do find one, you may not have all the right ingredients. So today I'm going to be talking about how to overcome decision fatigue in the kitchen, because that's a real thing, and then talk about how to use the ingredients you already have on hand. Meanwhile, I'm going to take the camera along with me as I cook for my own family of 4 this week. So let's get started. When you're planning for a meal, the first thing I always think of is to check the pantry, fridge, and freezer inventory. It's amazing how often I'll find meat at the bottom of a freezer drawer or fresh veggies in the fridge that I had no idea we still had. Start building your meal. A well-rounded meal would consist of a protein, a vegetable, and a healthy carb or grain. Maybe some good fat in there too. It's kind of like a capsule wardrobe. You always keep certain staples on hand and then mix and match how you prepare them. Now today what I had on hand was sourdough bread and chicken breasts, but I had no idea how I was going to merge the two to make a meal. So let's figure this out together. Freezer and pantry cleanup. Looking in the freezer, I had frozen corn and peas, so I grabbed those. In the pantry, we had a can of chicken soup with some kids' noodles in it, so I grabbed that. At this point, I'm thinking in terms of a chicken pot pie, but I didn't have time to make a pie crust dough, so I'll have to figure out how to use my existing cooked bread. I did use Google for this. I think I Googled something like chicken and bread cube recipe with corn and peas. I came up with a creamy Dutch oven slow-cooked chicken dish that used yogurt, seasoning, soup, veggies, and of course chicken. So I put all the ingredients in the Dutch oven and let them absorb all the liquid and slow cook, and the result was pretty good. Not as good as a from scratch chicken pot pie, but a nice and easy alternative. I love cooking farm to table from scratch recipes for my family every single day, but sometimes you need to look around your house and figure out what kind of toxins you can remove from other areas of your life. It's one thing to eat organic and to be super healthy in your diet, but if you are not paying attention to the rest of your home and your environment, you could be missing out on a lot of toxins going into your system that you're not even aware of. One of the ways that you can reduce toxins in your home is to get a quality organic mattress. We invested several years ago in the avocado organic mattress. We actually stumbled across it because we did not like any of the mattresses we were getting from the mattress store, spent too much money on mattresses that were trendy and supposed to be so comfortable. This was before I was looking into the actual materials of the mattresses and figuring out what would be best for our family and new babies at the time. When I found avocado, I realized that if we could get something that was organic wool, organic latex, then I wouldn't have to worry about off-gassing and other toxic, harmful chemicals like formaldehyde being released into our air and our bodies when we are sleeping. At that time, we were just desperate for a new mattress, but in hindsight, this one was not only way more comfortable, but non-toxic, which was most important. I wish that we wouldn't have bought so many cheaper mattress options, because the price of those smaller mattresses would have added up to equal 1, if not 2 or 3 avocado organic mattresses. Investing in something nice from the get-go, like a mattress that will last you 10 or more years, is definitely worth it in my opinion. When you receive an avocado mattress, I love that there is no off-gassing. You just have it delivered to your door, it opens up, you put it in your bed, and you can sleep in it that night. This mattress has withstood the test of time, lasting us several years now, and we have since bought them for our kids as well. Avocado has also recently launched an eco brand of their mattresses, which is significantly cheaper if price is an issue for you. Right now, Avocado is having a sale where you can save up to $250 on an organic mattress by clicking on my link below. We are happy Avocado organic mattress customers, and we plan to continue to buy their mattresses in the future. There's also a 1-year avocado green mattress trial that begins after you receive your mattress. I love that they have a 25-year limited warranty, with the first 10 years being full coverage and limited coverage for the next 15. Visit my link in the description below so you can save up to $250 off an organic mattress today. One thing I was thinking about the other day was what it would take for me to start mail ordering our groceries. I've gone to the grocery store every week for over 15 years, and it's one of the things I love most about cooking. Walking around the fresh produce, seeing what's new and in season each week, picking out only the freshest looking fish, fattiest cuts of beef. But shopping online, you don't smell the food, you don't talk to the butcher, but you do see new items on the shelf that you can cook with that week. So while I really don't want to mail order, I do know that it'd be easy to do during busy times of life. What do you do when life gets too busy to cook? How do you enjoy making meals every day when you would so much rather just get some takeout? My husband and I actually do enjoy buying food out sometimes. Every weekend we go to a lunch as a family as part of a fun family day where we are out for a long time. It's one of my favorite parts of the weekend. Taking a break from cooking can be a really good thing, especially if you're in a hard season of life with little kids and you just want to have someone else cook and clean for you. But even if you don't have little kids, I find that everyone, no matter their age or occupation, is going in and out of a hard season of life. Back when I worked as a corporate accountant, I was working 50 hours a week sometimes. So with that schedule, and since I was living alone, this was right before I met my husband, just right after I graduated college. But I would just go to my local farmer's market or a co-op grocery store and pick up dinner for that night on my way home from work. It was always something easy for me, like a roasted chicken or spaghetti. In those times, it was all about routine and finding something easy to make to survive. One thing I want to invite you to do if you are in this rut of feeling not inspired to cook for your family is to pick just one ingredient that you have on hand. A meat would be preferable, and look up about 10 recipes for that item. For example, 10 ground beef recipes. You will find so many ideas, and if you do this when you're hungry, you'll be inspired and find something that does look appealing to you. Today, using that method, I'm making sloppy joes. This was the last day of the week before I was grocery shopping, so I was determined to cook everything we had on hand. I made a sheet pan of vegetables, including tomatoes and sweet potatoes. These will be seasoned and roasted in the oven. For the sloppy joes, I'm doing 2 pounds of ground beef and seasoning them with brown sugar, ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, cocoa aminos, which is the soy sauce alternative, chili powder, tomato paste, bone broth, salt, and pepper. My tripod actually broke right as I was filming this, so that's why I'm holding the camera by hand and it's a little bit awkward. Sometimes I get in a rut, especially with 2 little kids, where I just want to say to my husband, can you please take them out of the house so I can cook? But then I remember that's not the point of this. The point is for them to see me cooking and actually help if they want to, and to make dinner fun, not something that mom has to do while everyone else goes and has fun. It's something that we all benefit from and can do together. Now, for the record, I have definitely had my husband help me cook, especially if it's a more labor-intensive meal, so there's a time and a place for that too. The last tip I have for getting out of a cooking rut and finding inspiration in your kitchen again, and this one may not sound glamorous, is to open up some cans. Do you ever buy canned soup for a quote rainy day and forget to use it years later? I am so guilty of this. I like to be prepared for some, just in case scenarios, cans of soup, maybe boxed mac and cheese, and I literally never use them because I never think it's that time. I don't know what I'm waiting for, an apocalypse? But really, I just think it may not be glamorous, but canned soup nowadays can actually be really great. Just get it simmering on the stove and the aromatics will draw you right in. You'll be glad you did. Now, today I actually did have the time to make a from scratch chicken noodle soup, one of my favorites in the wintertime. you so much for joining me for a week of cooking and talking about how we can find inspiration in our kitchen again. I would love if you would subscribe and join me in the kitchen every week. Don't forget to visit my link below to get your discount on an avocado organic mattress. Thanks so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.